There is something coming to Battlefield 2042 that I and many other people have been absolutely dying for in Battlefield, but that's not to say that it hasn't quite been here before, and we're going to discuss that very thing today. So without further ado, remember, if you do enjoy today's video, don't forget to leave it a nice, thick, and juicy like as always. Of course, if you enjoy this kind of content, you want more like it, be sure to hit that big red sexy subscribe button right underneath the video. Also got to thank my channel members. You guys help make these videos possible. If you don't join, get access to the exclusive perks that they get. Be sure to check out that blue join button. Anyway, let's begin. So what is this amazing feature that I'm talking about? Well, what I'm talking about is, of course, the gun bench. Recently, the official DICE Twitter account put out an article. Within that article, they talk about some of the gun customization, including a little video showing some of it in the menu. Now, for whatever reason, during the beta, a lot of people assumed that all the gun customization was really what was just in the plus menu from the beta. So like each gun only has a couple of different attachments, and you can kind of have a versatile loadout based on that, but that is not the case. I didn't think that was going to be the case, but there was always that potential considering the somewhat shallow customization that we had in Battlefield 5 and the basically non-existent customization that we had in Battlefield 1. It isn't too far-fetched to believe that that could have been the case, but I was just thinking, you know, after the success of Modern Warfare and their gun bench, Battlefield's going to try to do something similar just because you want to catch that appeal. It's a very popular thing. A lot of people really like it, whether it's Warzone or it's the base 6v6 multiplayer. People really like the gun bench in that franchise. But what if I told you, as great as the gun bench was in Modern Warfare and Warzone, it's not the first game to do it. It popularized it, for sure. Don't get me wrong. It definitely popularized it and has brought it more to the forefront of things people want out of their game, but it was not the first one to do something like this. In fact, Battlefield actually had a DLC for Battlefield Hardline called the Gun Bench DLC, which was insanely deep in terms of how you could actually customize your weapon, your soldier, your camos. I mean, you could go so far into the gun customization in Battlefield Hardline. Now, both Battlefield 4 and Battlefield Hardline had pretty ahead of their time weapon customization. Obviously, Hardline went a step further with its Gun Bench DLC. I mean, like I said, you can do just literally anything to your gun and even to your soldier in that game. It's kind of insane, actually. Now, I don't think 2042 is going to have customization that is quite that deep and quite that intense. I don't know how many people are going to be wanting to go in and do that much customization, and it is sad that stuff like that didn't follow the game into both Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5. I sort of understand BF1 just because of the era, but Battlefield 5 I feel like you definitely could have gone more into in terms of how you create more customizable and personalized weapons, especially since they wanted to sell all those skins and whatnot. I mean, give us something there that we can do with the guns to make it more of our own. But it is good to see here that we have many different attachments that we are going to be able to equip. You're going to be able to equip different reticles. We're obviously going to have skins for our soldiers, so I don't think that's going to be much to worry about. And from how they've described it, it does sound similar to BF5 for the soldiers at least, where you'll have these whole sets, but you can mix and match some of the lower tier ones just to kind of have a look that you really want. But we're here to talk about the guns. So as for the guns, I really like that you can have any attachments that you want, and they're going to have their own unique perks and whatnot and how they affect your stats, which you can see on screen as you are equipping them. And then you can equip each attachment to be able to fit a different slot in the plus system. If you only want one attachment and just go in with one specific setup and never use the plus system, you can do that. If you want to set up several different setups to experiment with, say, I mean, I like variety as a player, so I'm really a big fan of the plus system because I can kind of experiment on the go. Then you can set that up as well. It looks like there's going to be 3 for each slot of the plus system that you can equip at the same time, but there are numerous attachments for each slot, and you're going to have plenty to choose from, plenty to experiment with, and plenty of fun to be had. Now, there are a couple of details inside of this trailer that I want to look at. One of them has to do with the ammo count. Now, a lot of you are going to remember from the beta that the ammo is split up against the various different ammo types that you had, and there actually is an ammo count in the corner that you can see in the trailer that shows how much ammo you have for each one, and that's going to be very useful. It does seem like, I don't know if this is going to change because there is only one ammo type equipped here, but it does seem like you are going to have your total ammo divided over these 3 if you have 3 equipped, or if you only have 1 or maybe 2, it's divided amongst those, so as you resupply it only fills up a certain amount. So maybe you do kind of nerf yourself if you do go in with different kinds of ammo but it could also work for you because then you can be more specialized for different situations. That's going to be interesting to see how it works and see what kind of a meta forms off of that. I know not everyone likes people just gravitating to a meta, but I do think that this does present an opportunity to make some pretty interesting gameplay choices before you head into a match. And I know that was a big concern for a lot of people with the plus system. They're like, well, you know, it kind of takes away that loadout choice, that loadout decision making, that forethought of what you're going to get into. But different things like this, I think, help enhance that. And then the plus system itself, if you get proficient with it, I do think that adds somewhat of a skill gap. Obviously, your best players, it's not really going to matter, you know, what loadout they have necessarily. They're just going to be good no matter what, but it can have an effect, and it can help out pretty much anyone. If you set up your weapon right for the right situation, that will give you an advantage, and that's why I really like things like the plus system. Again, getting proficient with it can give you a bit of a skill gap. I'm a big fan of that, and hopefully we get to see even more interesting gun customization once the game comes out. So let me know down below what you guys think about the Battlefield 2042 gun bench. Are you excited for it? Did you want to see more from it, or do you think that it's a little bit too much and you're not going to be spending too much time with it? Let me know down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.